Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel Life with Lisette. In today's video, I wanted to give you guys an update on me, what's been happening, why have I been MIA, because I know that I have been. I did post in my community section that I am not feeling well and I am working on recovering. But I miss you guys. I miss being on here. I miss connecting and I miss being in my community here on YouTube. I really enjoy showing up. I really enjoy recording and connecting with everyone. So I had a few minutes today to come on here and record this short video to number one, show my face. I want to show my face because so many of you have left me comments and I'm still trying to get through all of them. I'm still trying to respond. But I really wanted to come on here and show my face to let you guys know that I am okay. I am still alive. I am okay. And through God's grace, I know that I will get through this. I know that things will work out. But in the meantime, I am on strict doctor's orders to not work out, to not lift anything heavy, to reduce stress as much as possible, and just to kind of take it easy. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been following my doctor's orders. I am right now in the process of getting a lot of testing done to figure out what's happening and why, and I'm hoping to have some answers sooner rather than later. But I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I want to at least fill you in on what's been happening over the last couple of weeks. And really for me, it's more of a 2-year journey versus a 2-month journey or 2-week journey. 2 years ago, I had the flu and I was coughing a lot. I was coughing and I told my coworkers and my family, I felt like I was coughing up a lung. And I was really, really sick. I was under a doctor's care, went to see the doctor, and they told me, it was viral. There was nothing really that they could do, just rest and the typical things for a cold and flu. And about 3 weeks after, I was already feeling better. I was already 3 weeks in and I was really starting to feel like myself again. And this particular day I was working from home and I was filling up my water tumbler at my refrigerator. But that day I felt something really strange. I felt like I had to cough up what I thought was mucus, but it was really, really strange. And I was not able to make it to my trash bin in my kitchen. So I ran around my counter, and I'm pointing because I am in my kitchen right now. And I ended up vomiting, or at least coughing up in the sink what I thought was mucus, but it wasn't. It was blood. And a lot. And that went on for what felt like forever. It was probably about an hour. And I called my doctor. They told me go directly to the ER, which I did. They discharged me. They did a chest x-ray. They did a CT scan. Couldn't really see anything. And they diagnosed me with bronchitis and an upper respiratory infection. So they put me on a steroid, on an antibiotic, and they discharged me. I came home, all was well. I finished my medication. I didn't feel that labored breathing like I was feeling, and the cough it helped with the cough tremendously. So that was end of January of 2023. In March of that same year, I was sleeping, sound asleep, and at 2 a.m., I felt what to me felt like a gurgling in my chest. I didn't know what it was, but I know that it woke me up. It literally sat me directly up in my bed. And I ran to the bathroom and I coughed up blood. That one was a little bit more scary. That one lasted for several hours. And I ended up waking my husband up. So that was around 2 a.m. And at 5 a.m., I woke my husband up and I said, I have to go to the ER. Something is not okay. And I just wasn't feeling okay. I felt lightheaded and just dizzy. So, went to the ER, they admitted me, they ran every test you can imagine, and nothing. We couldn't find the source of where I was bleeding. I was under the care of a pulmonologist, and they did a lung test. They've done breathing tests. I had breathing therapy. I've been seeing a pulmonologist. Probably they wanted to see me every 3 months, and I was getting a CT scan every 3 months. That went on for a year, and still nothing. A year later, they decided, okay, let's do a lung wash and see if we can see anything in your lungs that could be causing this. The lung wash came back basically with nothing. I was fine. I did have episodes. I call them episodes. I did have episodes off and on, but they weren't hours long. They would be maybe one time I would cough up blood, and that was it. So I really haven't had anything major in a year. I would say I had one instance in which I felt that same sensation, coughed into the napkin, and it was blood. No big deal. I didn't have it. It was just that one time, that one day, didn't feel it again. And I really haven't had an episode since then. So it's been almost a year, maybe. Recently, I had a work trip. I traveled. I arrived. I settled into the hotel. I unpacked. I needed to grab some lunch. My coworker and I went and grabbed some lunch, and she needed to go to the pharmacy that was literally right outside the hotel. And so I said, yeah, I'll walk with you. So we walked to the pharmacy, and I felt the gurgling again. And I thought, no, this cannot be happening. I was digging in my purse. She went into the store, and I just continuously felt the gurgling, and I knew it. I knew what was happening, and I didn't want to alarm her. She had no idea what was happening. And I said, I'm just going to wait for you outside. And I went outside, and I'm searching in my purse because I always have a pack of napkins and a pack of tissues in my purse. Found them, got them out just in time to cough. And yes, my worst fear had presented itself, and there was blood in the napkin. And unfortunately, the blood did not stop. I just kept coughing up blood. But I want to say that I didn't have a cough. I had zero symptoms. And the reason why I say I coughed up blood is because blood is very thick, especially when it comes up into, through your esophagus. And this is the type of sensation that I can't push it down. It's not like spit or saliva. I cannot push it down, and it has to come up. And the only way for me to get it out of my throat area is to actually do kind of this cough sensation to get it out. Because it does come up. It comes up through my throat and out of my mouth. So it's disgusting. It is scary. It's all the things that you can imagine. And that went on. That started at about 2 p.m. and that went on until about 9. I took a shower. I said, I just want to go to my room. I just want to take a shower. And she was really worried. I explained to her my situation. I explained to her my history. She wasn't freaked out about it, but she was concerned. I took a shower, and that's when it got really bad. I was able to get out of the shower. I coughed. I made it, just ran to the sink, dripping wet. And I coughed up some more. But at this point, I felt a little bit lightheaded, and I wasn't sure if it was because I had taken a hot shower. I really wasn't sure what happened or what caused me to feel lightheaded. So I got dressed. I was able to sit on the sofa. I drank some water, and I just tried to calm down. I really just tried to center myself and do some breathing exercises because I was alone and I was in a different city, and it was scary. So I sat down, I breathed, I tried to calm myself down. So that was around 6:30, 7 o'clock. By 8:30, the lightheadedness had really started to be an issue. I called the front desk to ask them where's the nearest ER. And she was asking me a couple of questions, so sweet. And she said, unfortunately, because you called, we have to send security to your room because if something happens to you, we could be liable because it'll be traced that you called here. And I said, okay. So they send up security. Security then sends up their in-house EMT. EMT comes up. They take my vitals. And my pulse ox was low. I ended up running to the bathroom and I threw up. Or I'm sorry, I didn't throw up. I coughed up twice. And this time, they were huge globs of blood. They ended up calling their internal EMS system. They transported me to the ER. And horrible experience at the ER. Absolutely horrible, horrendous. I will share that story another day. They discharged me with the diagnosis of pneumonia, but I didn't have any symptoms. I had no cough, no fever, no tightness of the chest, no shortness of breath, no body aches, none of the obvious symptoms, no nausea, no vomiting, nothing, no obvious symptoms of pneumonia. They gave me an antibiotic. I went to the same pharmacy the next day, got the antibiotic. Came back home, couldn't wait to come back home and saw a pulmonologist. But I went to the same practice, but saw a different pulmonologist than the one that I had been seeing for 2 years. And she has taken a slightly different approach because, number one, we know it's not normal for anyone to be coughing up blood. Number two, it's coming from somewhere and we need to find out either what is the trigger or where it's coming from. And so we don't know if it's coming from my GI tract or if it's coming from my lungs. We don't know. So we're in the process of ruling out what it could be. So on Monday, I'm starting my first of many series of tests. I am starting with an endoscopy and a colonoscopy on Monday. So I'm going through that and I will share. I have a video of my cancer journey where I talk about having colonoscopies done at a very young age. I will put that in the description below. I will link that video in the description below if you guys want more information on that. So I'm very familiar, very close to colonoscopies and endoscopies. So I'm having that done on Monday, and I will be having a high resolution CT scan next week as well. I'm having a bunch of tests done to figure out what is happening. And finally, hopefully, God willing, we get to the bottom of this. But that's what's been happening. And because I still have episodes of coughing up blood, I am not able to sleep well, which is an issue for me. I am feeling very tired throughout the day. I am not feeling like myself at all. I don't have energy. I don't have focus. I don't have any of that. But I do want to end this video by saying a couple more things. And that is that through God's grace and his blessing and the infinite power of prayer, I do not have cancer, at least not in the tests that they've seen, that they've done. I do not have a tumor. I don't have a mass. So they have been able to rule out anything malignant, at least in the scans and in the tests that they've done to date. And that's a breath of fresh air. That is definitely good, really, really, really good news. And that's what I'm holding on to. But I know that coughing up blood is not normal. So that's where we are. We are in the process of trying to figure out what is happening. Why do I continue to cough up blood? Why do I continue to have these episodes? And different from 2 years ago, the dizziness and the lightheadedness is something new. These are new symptoms because I had never felt that before. the fatigue that I'm feeling. It could be because I'm not sleeping, and I'm not sleeping because most likely I am a little bit mentally stressed, just thinking about everything. And my biggest fear is, to be honest and transparent, is choking while I'm sleeping, because the way it actually comes up, it's very scary. And that is my fear. It is a big fear of mine. But I am remaining faithful. I am remaining positive, and I am looking forward to having these tests done on Monday. I'm not looking forward to the prep, but I am looking forward to having these tests done on Monday to see what it to rule out that it's a GI issue. And once we rule that out, we can then refocus back on my lungs. But for now, that's where we're going. And yeah, that's all that I have for you. I know it's a lot, but I wanted to come on here. I wanted to connect with all of you, and I wanted to share where I've been, where I am, what's happening, the severity of it. And it is very serious. My pulmonologist made that clear to me, that this is a very serious thing that I'm dealing with, and I have to be very careful. So that's what I'm doing. All right, friends, I need to continue on over here, but thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And most importantly, thank you for your support and your prayers. Keep them coming. Keep those positive vibes coming, because I surely can use them. And until the next one, that is all that I have for you. Adios.